Now, let me get this straight. I'm coming from an ignorant point of view because I've always seen examples of how African parents treat their students who actually come to the States to go to school. Yeah, and I have some friends that are from Africa, from Ghana, and it's the expectations. When I met their parents, it was just like, "What is this B?" Like, exactly, it's getting to the point. My mom hugged me tight for a B. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but you kind of open my eyes to that type of stress. There is no student loans. Yeah, there is no hope. You know what I mean? Those are different things. The parents may have had to do some extreme saving and just basic business steps just to get you over here, first of all. Yeah. Then to pay your out of country tuition, right? Yeah. So that pressure to perform, I can definitely see where it comes from now. Because back then I was like, man, why they put so much pressure on y'all? That's like, out of pocket pressure. Yeah, most times I'm a little stressed out when I'm out of pocket. Yeah, most times our parents just look at us like, yo, you're an investment. You know, I'm sending you here so that you can come out of school and take care of me. Anything I want, if I say I want a Lamborghini, you gotta get it to me. You gotta get it for me. You know, so like that's how they look at it. You know, most times they look at it like this is an investment. Right. I'm putting my all in you, so I want you to grow up and become a better man, a better person, and you know, I want you to also give back. Gotcha. Exactly, and I also want you to be a shining light unto others. You know, so like basically like a testimony. You know, I can dig it. I can dig it. Nnamdi, what's up? Tell the people how it is, man. Most of it is true, honestly. Practically all of it is true. The thing is, like, you know, it's not easy. You know, the thing is, they make money in whatever currency they're in. I'm from Nigeria, so we make in Naira, and then to convert the currency when we first came here was about, let's say, like 170, 180 Naira to $1. Whew. And so you can already multiply. Let's just say your tuition is about $10,000. Let's just say. So that's about what, 180. That's like 1.8 million Naira. And then we changed presidents, and unfortunately, it was a bad president. And now we don't know how that feels. I just play it. Okay. Then the exchange rate became so bad at some point it was about like 350 to it rose up to 470 at a point. Yeah, 400 something to not 400 something Naira to $1. Okay. So now just from 1.8 million that just turned to 4.5 million. All right. So you can already imagine the switch up. You know, like if they already planned, you know, he's going to college for 4 years. Okay. I'll save up this certain amount, you know, paying like 1.8 million for 4 years. You know, you can still like, you know, estimate how much you make generally and be like, okay, cool. But if that more than doubles, you can imagine the kind of stress. And you're not the only one. They want the best for all their kids. Exactly. And you know, most of the time it's not just one kid or two. It might be 3, 4. Like I'm 4. We're 4 in my family. Okay. So sometimes I understand. And you know, it's not just that, but then they look at, you know, what jobs would give you the most money for whatever they're paying, you know? Yeah. Okay. That's why you see a lot of Africans stereotypically are engineers. Right. Engineers, doctors, lawyers. I heard the doctor lawyer thing. First thing. You know? But engineers it's right around the corner. You can make a lot of money doing engineer, doctor, lawyer, you don't have a profession. Wow. Wow. I'm a business major, and you know, that was a struggle. I bet those conversations. And then I'm an econ major, and you know, I came into school because I only did one business major, business class while I was in high school. All right, and that was econ, and I knew I didn't like science. I did all the science classes like chemistry, all of that. I passed them, but I didn't like them. And I told my dad, and he was like, you know, it was really a struggle. And then I came to college, and I was like, I like business, but I don't like econ. So I brought it up, and I was like, no. It was like a straight no. Wow. So that I was in it, because you know, generally all they hear about is econ when it comes to like business classes or maybe accounting. I didn't want to do accounting. I wanted to do management, entrepreneurship, because I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Okay. And my dad is an entrepreneur and a lawyer. There we go. I was about to say, well, he's an entrepreneur. Oh, okay. He's a lawyer too. Okay. And And he knows, the struggle of being an entrepreneur. Sometimes the money can be flowing, and sometimes, it might just stop.
Yeah.
But as a lawyer, it generally has a consistent basis for it flowing. So
right.
he was like, no, and unfortunately, well, I guess fortunately, that's why I have a second major.
Got you. A second hustle.
Yeah. So
got you.
I'm doing what I'm passionate about. I'm doing something I'm not really that passionate about. At least got to please them, for all the efforts they're putting in, and put in something for myself.
Gotcha. So one of the things that I wanted to talk to you too about tonight is I know we talked about last week when we were at the panel. We were talking about cultural appropriation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were talking about the one of the most respectful ways that we can enter dialogue between people who have been labeled African American or Black and people who are Nigerian, Mozambican. Not just African, but they are true to their country. You know what I mean? For someone who may not know, and I'm going to ask the questions based off someone who may not know, and I'm also asking for myself as well.
Okay.
So, is it disrespectful to just label people from Africa just Africans instead of acknowledging their country? Is it disrespectful, and if so, why?
I'm going to say this. I'm going to talk from my perspective. Okay. All right. So me personally, when I meet new people and then they refer to and I talk about Nigeria and then they refer to it as like Africa, I don't find it like disrespectful. Okay. I only see it as an opportunity to like educate them.
There you go.
To like understand that we as Nigerians, we as Africans, Africa is not a country. Gotcha. Africa is a continent.
Right.
We're about 54 countries in Africa. Right. So like when you're referring to like all countries, we will like acknowledge it. If you could say like personally, you could say, oh, how is Nigeria? I would like to go and see Nigeria. Right. Not I would like to go and see Africa. Right. So that's basically it. It's not, I wouldn't say it's not disrespectful. Some people might take it as disrespectful, but I always say try and educate them so they can know what it's about.
Gotcha. Nnamdi?
I take it as disrespectful. I'm not even gonna lie.
Okay.
It doesn't make any sense if I say I'm Nigerian and you say, oh, he's African. Okay, yes, I'm African, but I don't call you North American. Right. It doesn't make sense to refer to a country and be calling it a continent. Right. I remember, I think it was my sophomore year, or freshman year. Right. I saw a flyer and they were like, hey, we're going to Sweden. I was like Sweden. They mentioned some European countries, and they're like, then right next to it, they put Africa. No, if I was an English teacher and I was really great in that paper, that would be wrong. Because you can't name countries then name a continent in the same like context. Right. You should be more specific. Right.
And one of the things that hearing you guys mention how just the titles and the interpretations are just off. In our society, and I'm just going to speak for myself and what I've seen and other people who may agree with me, miseducation is a staple in our society over here. When I say over here, because right now, based off what we call this land, some people think the United States is a country and is the United States of America. America is a country. United States is a whole nother different entity that's actually operating over America. You know what I mean? And so when we say African Americans, we're also, there is, and this is me personally, I'm now figuring out there is a level of miseducation just from the title alone. You're putting an entire continent on me based off skin tone. You know what I mean? And it's not necessarily dealing with rejection of the continent. I love the continent of Africa based on as much as I can from a person who's never been there. Yeah. What I know about it, and I know what I've been led to believe about Africa. And when I talk to people who are from different countries of Africa, I started saying, okay, there's miseducation here. There's a lot of things, and there's a lot of people who have never been to Africa who teach me about Africa. And I've never really gotten educated until I met the people. It's sometimes a lot of people don't understand this, and I'm getting to know this myself. Yeah. You get to go to the land in a way if you only talk to the people from the land. Yeah. If you can't afford to go, talk to the people, because the people are the land. Exactly. You take your culture, your bloodline, you take all your nationality, and you are part of the planet. So if I can't afford to travel over there where you're from, I need to engage in conversations with you all.
Yeah.
So for the people who are listening right now, and me included, will you teach me how to engage in respectful dialogue if I'm trying to get to know not only who you are as a person, your bloodline, your nationality, your culture, and your country? Can you teach us what's the most efficient and respectful way to go about doing that?
Basically, I'm gonna say we Nigerians, we're actually very proud of where we're from. Where we come over here, you see most of us like in our like native attires, or like some. If we don't have that, we try to like wear dashikis or whatnot.
Okay.
But I would say this: to approach this and like learn about like certain cultures or like, you know, traditional meals or like anything, basically it's pretty easy, honestly, and straightforward. We're very friendly. We like to make friends as well. Okay. So like just approach us, you know, and just be like, hey, what's up? I'm interested in like your culture. You know, I'm actually from here, but you know, I like to learn about different cultures, and I like to start with like, you know, knowing what it is, what your culture is about from your perspective as a Nigerian. You know, and honestly, like me, I've actually like experienced that as a person, as a Nigerian. I've had friends that come to me and like, yo, what's your culture about? What is this? What is that? And I'm like, you know, I'm very open-minded about it, and you know, I like to, you know, engage in that kind of conversation, you know, teach them about what I've been through, you know, what I've learned, what kind of food this is, what kind of clothes I'm wearing, you know, certain stuff like that, you know. So I would say this, it's not hard. Just approach us, you know, just say what's up, you know, I'm trying to learn about your culture, and that's basically it. We'll be glad, you know, be happy to like engage in that kind of conversation, and also learn about your own culture as well, because like everybody has a certain culture they grew up with, you know. So that's basically it.
Got you. Yes, sir.
First of all, find out the country they're from, you know.
Be specific in the country, people.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
specifics.
Some people don't find it offensive, but some people do. So just, you know, just to be safe in all aspects, you know, it's better to find out the country. Don't say, you know, teach me about Africa, you know. You know, there's some, of course, you know, there's some stuff, you know, I generally know about the whole continent.
Gotcha.
But then what I really know is about Nigerian culture. You know, so I can be more specific about that. I would say be more specific with your questions, you know. It is kind of general to ask, you know, imagine if I came up to you and like, teach me America. You know, you know, it's not really easy. You know, there is so much, and we have a rich culture. You know, there's so many things. So you know, maybe you can start small. Maybe you can start small. Maybe like talk about food. You know, maybe you can ask me what my favorite meal is. I could show you maybe a picture. You know, a lot of us can cook. You know, maybe we can invite you over if you want to try it sometime. That's pretty simple.
I got your number. Straight up. So, quick text.
Yeah, so just be more specific, I'll say. You know, I understand, you know, your thirst for knowledge might, you know, just want to be like, maybe once you learn everything, but I learned my culture my whole life. You know, if it took me that long to learn it, you know, I can't teach you in a day, or you know, just give you like, you can't summarize a whole culture in a day or in like 5 sentences.
Understood.
True.
You know? So be more specific.
Understood. So basically what I heard you guys say, if a person is genuine in their quest for knowledge about not only the motherland, but specific countries, cultures, languages, things of that nature, the more specific I am with my question, the better the conversation will be.
Exactly.
Okay. And more intentional. Like if my intentions are to, I guess, prove a point to one of my friends or something by asking a question, we had a bet or something, like I bet they'll say this. You know, just having that little that vibe of disingenuousness. If I just came up to you just to prove my friend wrong, that whole vibe would just throw off the whole genuineness of that conversation.
I'll say it depends on what you're asking about.
Right.
If it's, you know, if you actually know what you're talking about, and you know, you just like, and you know, you just actually have to show somebody that, you know, hey, I've talked to this person about it before, you know. let's talking to him. You know, he's, of course, you know, some people might not believe you because, you know, you're not from there.
Gotcha.
You know, and maybe I could be a reference point, you know, because I'm from Nigeria.
Okay.
Then yeah, but if it's just you're just talking for talking's sake, we can generally tell. Most of the time, you can always tell when people are not genuine about their, I'll say, their fakeness about, you know, trying to learn.
Gotcha. Understood. Well, just in case you're listening, if you want to get, and this goes for any other culture that you are interested in, if you just respect the humanity in that culture, instead of saying, hey, you tell me about this, say, hey, my name, introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Be pretty much clear with your intentions. If I go up and say, hey, how you doing? My name is Chris. I heard earlier through a conversation I heard you were part of that you were from Nigeria.
Yeah.
All right. What's the best way that I can ask you about your culture that won't be appropriating, misappropriating, or offensive? And then I'll allow you to teach me through that entire process. Is that cool for our audience to hear that?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Thank you. So that's our first segment of the show. Get a nice little feel about who you guys are. What is it like to be an international student? And what is it like being from the motherland? What is it like being from Nigeria? We're going to get more in depth in who you are and how you've been navigating so far. But our next segment, we're going to start talking about race and politics. All right. What you've seen and how you feel and what you think should be done moving forward. All right. And we're going to try to kind of compare those politics from the motherland all the way over here in America as well. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much. We're on Facebook Live as well. So if you're listening to the show, you can go on Facebook Live. My name is Christopher Pugh. The show is actually on the live feed. So if you have any type of questions or concerns about the show that you would like to have your question asked live, just go to my Facebook page, click on the live audio feed, and type your question, and we'll get right back to you. All right. So we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, with WVGS 91.9 and Buzz Manhood Mindset. We'll be right back.